All right, we good. Got all right, cool. Welcome back to another episode of the Hoodie and the Headband podcast show. It's your boy Bryce, joined by none other than my brother
Read.
Tariq. We got to start a new week. WNBA draft yesterday was on here, so I hope ain't too much change to the last time we've been on. But how are you feeling, my way?
Feeling good, man. Just trying to enjoy my break as much as possible. Just resting and relaxing, binge watching TV shows, going out, enjoying the air, just doing whatever I feel like doing, honestly. So, um, but yeah, I can't complain. I'm enjoying myself, enjoying my time. So it feels like time is moving by slow, but it also time feels like time is moving by fast. It's kind of weird. Like I keep thinking
Bro,
today
I
is
was
Wednesday.
telling you
It's only Tuesday.
because we
So I'm like,
recorded
all right, I
last
still
night.
got
And
4 days. I was gonna say I
yeah,
recorded Sunday, Monday, and today, so
good
just throwing
lordy,
my just
man,
throwing my
working on
days off.
vacay.
Yeah, shit crazy, right?
Yeah,
But yeah,
I mean, hey,
but all in
if
all,
someone you
good. How
feel like
about
work
you?
what we do, I'm good,
That's
man. Like
that's
you, it
exactly.
feels like all my days are running together, and it feels like I don't know. I thought today was Wednesday. I need today to be Wednesday. Well, we getting close to Wednesday, so but I don't know. Just based on my work schedule, and based on the core schedule, like we mentioned, like I thought it was. I don't know. 'Cause we normally record on Tuesdays, so us having a show last night was a little off. Uh, what else was there with us? Recording on Tuesday. I was off yesterday. I'm normally off on Mondays. I was off
Mhm.
yesterday. Work today. Work a little later today too. So it was just like the whole day was just kind of just weird. Like I got home, I was tired, fell asleep. But other than that, man, I'm good, bro. Um, I don't say I'm feeling the after effects too much, but I'm feeling it a little bit. Ran on the beach yesterday, as some of y'all saw. I don't know if I mentioned that on the show yesterday or not, but ran on the beach, ran three miles and some change on the beach. Um, yeah, just just got to it, man. It felt good. Wanted to work out today. I'll probably get some push-ups in or something. But outside of that, man, I'm good. I can't complain. Work was smooth today, and yeah. What's my call? We got the playing games on at the moment. We got Atlanta against Orlando, 7-8 game. Um, and tonight is a real, not say real game, but it's got a good game ahead of us with um, Golden State and Memphis. Fast 7-8 game. Another a rematch of the playing game, I might add.
YNs, as Marcus Morris said
That's crazy. But
on ESPN on First Take, man, said the YNs
man, we gotta stop
on
using
everything I
more
love.
YN, bro. I'm tired. I'm tired of the whole usage of YN and the YN movement, bro. Like
Hey, man,
it's not a good look. It's not as a black man. It's not a good
I
look.
agree. I agree.
It's not a good look. I've never like using it. I use it jokingly, but it's not like. And it's bad that I use it to describe certain people. Sometimes, like if I'm having a conversation, like I have no better way. But I'm
He went to
recording.
YN for real.
Hold on.
But yeah, basically, Marcus Morris was talking to Sinead McKay. I don't know who else was on it. I only saw the clip on Twitter, but he was like, "Yeah, I agree with everybody saying that the Warriors should probably win this, but the Grizzlies they didn't YNs. They come ready." I'm like, "Hold on, bro. They said YNs on national television, not on national television, but like the flagship show in the morning. This has got to be. It was probably like 9 in the morning when he said this. That's even crazy. Like people drinking their morning coffee. He's talking about some YNs. I know the way people like What's a YN? They got search up.
Looking up
Google
Hawaiian. Nah,
YN.
nah, they search this shit
Oh
look
my
crazy.
God, Urban Dictionary.
Not
Urban
even
Dictionary of
racist.
YN. Now they gonna be like, oh my God, I should have private searched this. Now people are gonna think that I searched this normally.
Exactly.
Or they'll ask their kids, do you guys know what a YN is? I heard a basketball player say it on TV. I was just curious. And they'd be like, Mom, do not say that.
Oh, and Shaq is holding a
Oh
funeral
man.
for the Shaq is holding a funeral for the Hawks at the moment, giving the
You
saddest
said Shaq is holding a
ha-has.
funeral for the Hawks?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Or I don't know, he's doing something where he's like, he got the hawk in the shoebox. And he
They
starts
still
singing
got
some
another
fucking
game
sad
after this,
song.
even if they lose though.
Yeah. But anyways, we got the playing games tonight and tomorrow, and the other two are what, Thursday and Friday leading up to Saturday's start of the first
No.
round.
Oh no, the next one, yeah, the next one is tomorrow, or the next two are tomorrow, and then Friday
And then
are
Friday,
the
okay.
AC games, and then the playoffs start Saturday. Game one Saturday is Bucks Pacers, then it's Clippers Nuggets, then it's Pistons Knicks, and then it's Wolves Lakers. I'll
This
be
is
on the plane by then, but it's
yeah.
weird to see basketball start at 10 a.m.
I know. I
because that's how it
listen.
was Monday when it had all them games, or was it Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, Monday when it had all them games. I was like, bro, no, it wasn't Monday.
No, it
What
was
day
Sunday.
was
It
it?
was Sunday.
Sunday?
Sunday was the last
Sunday.
day that
Sunday they had all
Sunday
them
was the last
games,
day of the regular season.
and it was like 10 a.m. and then the last game start or ended at 3:30.
Yeah.
And I always like I recorded a bunch with Guy, and he would always say uh like Pacific time is the best time zone.
It's a
I'm in the
good time
middle.
zone.
Like it's a good time zone because like everything is done with early, but it's also like I feel like the day is so much longer. But it's also
Mm.
because I'm so used to being on Eastern time. Like I
Yeah.
normally get from 4 to 6 hours of sleep. Since I've been here, I've gotten 7 to 8 hours of sleep. So I don't know if that's like because the day is longer
Well,
or I'm going to sleep at a weird time.
maybe because you
But
gotta get up so early.
yeah. But like I still end up getting up. I still get up here at like 4:40, but that's 7:30, 8 o'clock there. Like if I like because my body is still kind of like Eastern time. So like
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
5:55 right now. I already ate dinner. Like last night when we got off, I went and ate dinner before we recorded yesterday because I didn't know when we was gonna
Yeah.
get off. And then we got off and I just laid down. And then I ended up going to bed at probably like 10 o'clock this time, which is like 1 o'clock our time. So like and then I woke up at like 6 or 7 California time, which is like 10 o'clock our time. So like it's been throwing me off just like the time difference and like when do I need to go eat? When do I like I don't know. It's just weird. But yeah, it is weird to see games this early. Cause like the even like for shows that I watch, like I was able to catch a show that I watched live on Sunday night, but that was at 6 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock, like it would have been. So it's just weird. But I feel like I'm gonna get used to it and then I'm gonna be leaving. And then I have to get reused back to Eastern time. So I'll tell you Tuesday whether or not I like Eastern time or Pacific time.
But
First, say congratulations on getting accepted to Duke.
hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that, man.
It's a really good school. Are you hooping there, or are you just there for academics?
Oh, academics, man. I don't have any more years eligibility left. I've done my four.
Ah, gotcha.
I wish I was the next grad. Ooh, I did not think about
Let's
graduating.
say grad assistant,
Hold on.
grad student. Come on now,
Hold
grad
on.
student.
Being my Mason Gillis.
Be on your castle. Just tell him you got injured 3 times. You missed
Hell
a
yeah.
bunch of seasons. But nah,
But
how
no,
you
man.
feeling about this? How you feeling about the playoffs coming up, man?
Um, I think we got some good games in the play-in. Um, we also got with Bulls, Heat, and Clippers, not Clippers, Kings,
Yes.
and Mavs. Um, so those will be fun to watch. More so Bulls Heat would be fun to watch in my opinion. But what's we call it? Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm still waking up, but I'm just excited for good basketball, man. I feel like the NBA hasn't had its spotlight for a while. It's just been a lot
College basketball in
other,
general.
yeah, because I mean, obviously you got the NFL that goes from like September to February. People pay attention to the league for a little bit, leading up to the All Star break. Then you got the All Star break, but then March Madness comes around in March. That gets a lot of the attention. Um, and then you really ain't got. So the NBA really has our attention from like April through like mid May fully before WNBA season starts. WNBA season is um, has taken off in a sense of viewership and everything in the past couple of years. So, but I mean, I'm glad that we're getting to see good basketball at a good time. Like it's just like a perfect time to see this kind of basketball being put on display. I know the end of the season was fun, so I'm very excited to see how this playoffs plays out. Being that there are quite a few people that can walk away with the chip this year. So yeah, there's a sense of parity there, but I don't know how I'm just really looking forward to seeing how this playoffs plays out, man. I'm excited for it. Um, so yeah, looking forward to playing games. They're always fun. First round games are always fun. We got some good first round matchups. We can start with the East. My fault. My fault. How do you feel about these playoffs?
Feel good, man. I feel like it's some interesting series. Matchups are going to play a big part, especially in the West. I think the East, um, the 3-6 and the 4-5 matchups will be interesting, but I think the 2-7 and the 1-8, we know what's going to happen. Um, but for the West, I think every matchup is going to be interesting. Obviously, we don't know exactly who's going to be the 7-8 seeds yet for that, but um, you know, a young Rockets team being a 2 seed, um, with the great regular season they had is good. Um, but it's also a thing where like whoever gets the 7 seed, depending on who it is, like between Memphis and Golden State, like both of those teams will have more um, experience. The Warriors have more experience than the Grizzlies, but the Grizzlies have more experience over the past couple of years than the Rockets do, outside of what Fred VanVleet, Steven Adams. Um, so either way, that's going to be an interesting matchup in the 2-7 and then the 1-8, whether it be Sacramento, Memphis, Golden State, or Dallas. They could all still present some problems for OKC. So I think every series in the Western Conference from the start is going to be tough. Um, but I think matchups play a big part. Like I think a lot of people are kind of not giving the Timberwolves a real chance. But I feel like they match up pretty well with the Lakers. So I'm kind of interested to see how that was. I feel like they Lakers fans and experts feel like the Lakers match up better with the Timberwolves, but they might have matched up better with the Warriors, honestly, because the Warriors don't play big; they play small. So um, that would have been an interesting matchup. I'm sure Adam Silver wanted that matchup. Me and Pete talked about that a little bit on Sunday. Um, like Adam Silver's probably kicking himself that the Warriors didn't come off that win because you know that money matchup from that series would have been crazy. But um, I think now if they're going to get that, that would be what? second round. So they may still end up getting it, but
Yeah, it'd be a second round matchup.
yeah, and then whoever wins the Denver and Clippers series, which I'm seeing a lot of people say the Clippers, so I can't wait to talk about this. But um, yeah, so I think the West is going to be really interesting. I think once it gets to the second round in the East, it'll be interesting as well.
Yeah, I have to agree there. Um, I mean, I'm looking at the brackets right now. West Coast, a lot of that was decided on the last day of the season,
Yeah,
which we saw a tough game between the Clippers and the Warriors, in which Kawhi and James Harden combined for 72 points to win that tough game. Um, so helped change the position out a little bit. So I mean, hey, it's cinema, man. We got good basketball ahead of us. We got good matchups. Things fell in line a little good. I like the East matchups, at least for the 3-4 and the three not 3-4, the 4-5 and 3-6 matchups are the two that I'm looking forward to in the East. I'm not really looking forward to the 1-8 or the 2-7 matchups, possible 2-7 matchups, 1-8 matchups, because I feel like both the Cavs and the Celtics will handle business in this first round, and really might get stumbled up in the second round before they ultimately meet each other in the conference finals. I believe, but yeah, I guess we can start with the East. So first confirmed East matchup we got would be the 4-5. Who plays first?
who plays first on Saturday?
Yeah.
Bucks Pacers.
Okay. So yeah, Bucks Pacers plays
I
first.
feel like 4 or 5 matchups always start the day because they feel like
Yeah.
that's going to be the most like even matchup. So it's a good way to start the day.
Yeah. These teams have a little bit of history with each other. Met in the I'm not finals, met in the playoffs last year, met in the in season
Last year.
tournament last year. Um, with the Pacers winning that matchup, Bucks winning in the playoffs, I believe. Um,
Pacers won the playoffs
you
because they
said
went to
Pacers won the
conference
playoffs?
finals last year. Remember, there was no Giannis last year. Giannis didn't play in the playoffs.
That's
And
right. Like
then
I said, I'm still waking up, bro.
the Pacers lost to the Celtics in the conference finals.
Yeah. Um, then you got the whole controversy behind Giannis's career night where he broke Michael. So it was Michael Red's record, scoring record for single points in the game, and they took the ball for Oscar Tshiebwe's first career points, and Giannis was certain that they didn't give them the actual ball from the game.
Yeah,
That whole controversy, but seeing how both teams have been this season, Pacers got off to a slow start. More so, Tyrese Halliburton got off to a slow start, but slowly but surely found themselves. Pascal Siakam was an All Star this year. Um, Bucks, on the other hand, they struggled. They weren't as much of a force in the East this past season. Some interesting sound bites from Doc Rivers, man. I know a couple weeks ago they were talking about how he blew 3-1 leads, and it's like he didn't get credit for the other 3 wins, but he gets credit for the 4 loss, whatever. I'm just like, my guy, you are the coach. You coach to win. You don't coach to get almost there. You coach to get
hey,
there. The goal is
now,
to
now
win.
not everybody can say they get the game sevens the way that Doc Rivers does. If you beat them, you got to beat them in 7. You don't beat them in 5.
I mean, hey, sure. It's like, bro, nobody talks about how we gotta get to 7 games every time. Man, no, nobody's talking about that. We talking about the winners, bro. Talking about who wins. Talking about get a chip, all that. Which he hasn't brought a chip to any team since 2008.
Jeez.
Just putting it out there. Just to remind the folks. I mean, he's gotten close. 2010, he brought a team to the finals. But yeah, but nah, I that matchup can really go either way. 'Cause I feel like the Pacers picked up steam at the right time, whereas the Bucks, I wasn't too I wasn't too moved by their moves at the deadline. Bringing in Kuzma for Chris Middleton, which I mean I kind of get like you kind of bringing in a similar-ish player, just younger, who's not even that much better. I I would say like
He's just more available. That's really all it
yeah,
is.
that's really what it is because Chris Middleton's dealt with mad injuries since their chip. So
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, if Chris Middleton was healthy, he'd still be on the team.
exactly making a difference too. Because Chris Middleton can hoop when he's healthy, he can hoop. But I don't know. I think I favor the Pacers here, man. I think Pacers get it done. I'll say Pacers in six.
Yeah, with no Dame, makes this an uphill climb for Giannis. And I don't mean that disrespect when I say for Giannis, but
Wait,
that's
wait,
really
wait.
what
No
it's going to come
Dame?
down to. No, no
I thought
Dame
Dame
for
would have
at least the
returned.
start of the series.
Oh,
They
no
said
Dame.
no Dame for the
Listen,
start of the series, at least.
listen, listen. No Dame. Hall of Fame. Play the game. Pacers in five. I'm serious, bro. I'm serious.
Um,
Dame is a game changer, and I don't like that team outside of Giannis on the floor. Not against this Pacers team. Pacers team is young. They run and they hungry. Might not be as good as the other teams that are contending in the East, but they're gonna get some teams to run for their money for sure. And how they do that? Hey,
I don't.
Pacers in five.
I mean, these teams are pretty even in terms of the numbers. They're ninth and 10th in offensive rating, respectively. 12th and 14th in defensive rating, respectively. The Bucks are the number one three-point shooting team by percentage. The Pacers are number nine in terms of makes. The Bucks are the Bucks are eighth, and the Pacers are 16th. So that could be something that plays a big factor. I think it's going to come down to how dominant is Giannis going to be. Like, is Giannis able to win them a few games in time to give them maybe a potential chance of Dame coming back? Um, they are starting off on the road, so can you get one in Indiana, make it 1-1, and then maybe Dame can come back for game three or game four, and turn the tides a little bit. But in terms of like full on talent or talent as a whole on the team, I think the Indiana Pacers have that edge. Um, I would say they potentially have the coaching edge as well. Even though it's not like it's, I don't feel like I feel like Rick Carlisle's a great coach, but I feel like he hasn't done a phenomenal job the last couple of years. I think um, it's been basically the same team for the last 2 years, at least. So he hasn't had to change very much. The defense was better than last year's, but the offense wasn't as good. And some of that's due to Tyrese Halliburton struggling to start the season. And Milwaukee also was pretty terrible to start the season. They were in the same spot as Philly, but were able to make a run
Hmm.
and get back into it. But um, if I had to bet, I would bet on the Pacers. I especially with not knowing when Dame could be back. They just at the start of the series, but with blood clots, you never really know. Um, timetables and things like that. Now he did start ramping up conditioning a few days ago, um, maybe like earlier last week. late last week, so maybe there's a chance he comes back once they come to Milwaukee. That could change the series, but again, he hasn't played in quite some time, so to throw him into a playoff game and expect him to be Damian Lillard would be a little um, tough. So I would
Yeah,
also go Pacers in 6. I think Giannis is good enough to get him 2 games,
yeah,
1 game in Indiana, 1 game in Milwaukee. But
yeah,
um, I think the Pacers' offense and their talent as a whole would be too much. Like the thing for the Bucks is like you have Giannis. Can you trust Kuzma? Because I feel like the Pacers have Halliburton, they have Siakam, they have Miles Turner, they have um, Neesmith, they have Andrew Nemhart, they have Matherin, like all of these players that are capable of scoring and putting up points. Milwaukee, when you look at it, it's Giannis, Brooke Lopez, and then you're just kind of hoping after that. Like you're hoping
yeah,
that Kuz is going to be efficient.
yeah,
Um, you're hoping that Kevin Porter Jr. is efficient. Like I feel like it's a tall task to ask, and to ask those players to also not Brooke Lopez, but to also ask those players to defend at a high level in these kind of situations. Now, Kuzma did in 2020 with the Lakers,
yeah.
but to ask him to flip that switch after, being on teams that weren't very good for 4 years straight, could be asking a lot. Bobby Portis is going to play a huge factor in this series as well.
Wait, he's
It's
back?
really going to come down to the front court. Yeah, yeah, he came back April 8th.
Okay.
So he's been back for like a week. But I don't know if he's gonna play that big of a factor to where they're able to win the series due to him. So I would still go Pacers in 6.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Dan comes back. That Dame at a percentage level can give you guys a game, but I don't think it'll be enough to win the whole series. At least not against this Pacers team.
Yeah. If I'm the Bucks, I'm trying to push it to 7
Hmm.
to try to put the pressure on Indiana
Yeah,
to try to finish it out at home because
yeah,
Indiana's got to go into this series thinking we need to finish it as quickly as possible, similar to how they went against them last year. Like let's finish this as quickly as possible, not give Giannis a chance to come back. Um,
hmm,
Dame and Chris Middleton had other plans, even though Giannis still wasn't able to come back. I think they need to make sure in their heads they're thinking we got to get both of these at home for sure, and then try to get one in Milwaukee and try to end this as quickly as possible. If I'm Giannis, I need to get 2 quick. Like if I can get game 2 and game 3, or game 1 and game 3, and then if Dame can come back, we have a real chance. We get to a game 7, you have, I would still say, potentially you have the 2 best players on the court because they're gonna have the best player in the series with Giannis on the court. After that, Indiana has the next 2 based off of Dame not being available. But if Dame is available, there's a argument for him being the second best player in the series. So um, if I'm the Bucks, I'm trying to force it. I'm just trying to keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. If I'm Indiana, I'm trying to get it over with as quickly as possible.
yeah. All right. Well, got Indiana advancing. In the 4 or 5 between Pacers Bucks. Moving on to battle of two of the bigger metropolitan cities. You got New York Knicks against the Detroit Pistons, the 3-6 matchup. This is an interesting matchup, entertaining matchup. You got a battle between two of the more talented guards in the league at the moment, between Jalen Brunson and Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham has led this Pistons team back to the playoffs since like what 2017, 18, I want to say.
7. I'm trying to think of
Maybe
the year that they played
2016.
Gian. 19. Was it 19 that they
20,
played Giannis with? Blake Griffin was hurt, but he played anyway, and they got him a game.
oh, when Blake Griffin was just cooking.
Yeah,
But I say Pistons Blake.
that was either 2018 or
Tuh,
2019. Pistons Bucks
I
playoff.
want to bet 2019.
Yeah, it
I want
was
to say
19.
2018. Yeah, I want to say 2018 was Celtics Bucks when they had that whatchamacallit team.
Hmm.
That team with
Yeah.
Hayward and Kyrie
Oh, he didn't win them a
and
game. I thought he got
Kyrie
him a game.
whatchamacallit and Kyrie shot the Celtics out of that game or just out of that series.
Why did I think Blake got him a game?
I don't know. Pistons Blake was special. Pistons Blake Griffin was one of
No,
them ones.
game three, he had 27, but they lost that game by 16, and they lost another game by 23, lost another
Mm,
game by 21, they lost another game by 30. So none
damn,
of these games were particularly close. I
close.
don't know why I thought
Yeah.
they were closer. Now I
Mm.
know Detroit had played Cleveland in the playoffs, but that was like 2015,
Yeah. Well, so that
I want
was
to
that
say.
that Andre Drummond team. I remember that. But yeah, nonetheless though, we got Kate Cunningham, Jalen Duren, and the boys going into Madison Square Garden on Saturday. Um, going in with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder for sure. Um, they just beat this team about a week ago, so they should be feeling good about this matchup. Um, I think it'll
Oh,
be an
okay.
interesting matchup. That can. Oh my gosh, Paulo is crazy for
Blake
that.
came back. That's what it was. Blake didn't play
Gotcha.
game one and game two, but he played game
He
three and
came
game
back
four.
game three. Okay.
And he scored, yeah, 27 in game three, 27, 7, and 6 in game three, and then 22, 5, 22, 5, and 6 in game four. So that's why I remember. That's why I remember him so like heavily. Like I just remember him coming back, but I didn't remember. I was like, wow, I feel like he did more. But no, that makes sense. He got hurt. He got hurt damn near every series.
Yeah,
His last two
that's one
years
thing they held.
in
That's one thing they
with the
held Blake
Clippers, he
back.
got hurt.
Yep.
He got hurt when they were tied 2-2 with Portland in 2016. Then
Oh,
he got hurt when they were up 2-1 against Utah in 2017.
dang.
It was if he wasn't hurt, then Chris Paul was hurt.
Yep. But yeah, nah.
But yeah.
Pistons, Knicks. This will be an entertaining series for a lot of reasons. Um, it'll be an interesting series to see how. I really want to see how this Knicks team performs in the playoffs because there's been a lot of talk about this Knicks team all season about how they might be contenders and everything, and how you know Karl Anthony Towns had the best season in his career. He's had a career year. Also this year, Brunson also again this year. Um, but they brought in Mikal Bridges, um, and that has been a roller coaster in itself for Knicks fans. Um, so really seeing what type of player comes in or shows up in the series and Mikal Bridges. We all know Mikal Bridges to be a good role player. Thinking about his role with the Phoenix Suns and their finals run and how important to that team he was. Um, and then the shortcomings he had in Brooklyn as the guy as the one option there. Um, and like I said, he had just like a iffy year. I mean, he was one game, Christmas game, he scored 41, I believe. And then in other games throughout the year, he would shoot poorly or just play bad or I forgot the game. It was one of the last couple of games this season, but it was off the inbound and bro like missed the whole ball or like either like missed the
Oh,
whole
you talking about
ball
when
or
they threw
like
it back
dropped the
to him?
ball. Yeah,
Cat threw it back to him.
and he
That
like
was
dropped the
against
ball out
Cleveland or
really.
Boston. It
Boston,
was
that's
against
who it
one of
was.
the
It
top
was against
teams.
Boston. It's
It was
against
one
Boston.
against the top
You
teams
said that I
because they were
remember
in
it's against
overtime.
yeah, it's against Boston. But yeah, no. So yeah, after all that, but I don't know, man. I think I want to see the Pistons disrupt a little bit. You know,
I knew
like
you was gonna say that.
God forbid I want to see a little shake up.
That ain't what
No,
it
but
is.
all right. And what is it, Tariq?
Because you're saying that Mikal Bridges had an up and down year when he averaged 17 on 50% shooting.
I
So
mean,
like,
yeah. I mean, like he had
what
his
else
good
are you expecting
stretches.
from him being the third/fourth option on any given night?
No, no, I'm not saying that he was supposed to drop 20 every night, or I mean, that's a decent season that he's had. But I'm saying up and down in terms of like just based on like it was certain games I watched, or it would be just times on the timeline where Nick fans are just like, "Oh my gosh, can't believe we spent all these picks on this guy. Like, this guy sucks." Yada yada yada. After a game, that happened way too many times for I don't know. Like I said, for it to be like like I said, he had an up and down season in my opinion, bro. But I mean, they still got players that can help them out. Like they had a good series, or not series. They had a good playoff run last year that was halted due to injury. Jalen Brunson's injury last season or last playoffs was definitely a direct. I won't say not a direct influence, but just a direct effect as to why they came up short last season. Um, believe that Josh Hart was hurt, and that's in that in that series as well. Like I said, I need to wake up. But they're healthy going into this series and got home court advantage. So it shouldn't be a reason why they should lose the series. But same time, I don't know, man. I don't want to hate too much on the Knicks. I do want to give them the benefit of the doubt here. But if I were to make a prediction, I'll say Pistons in six.
You said the Pistons in six. You said I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, and then turn around and said Pistons in six. What is the analysis behind picking the Pistons? Like the on-court analysis behind picking the Pistons.
They're not the Knicks that got Cade Cunningham.
Okay, the Knicks have the two best. They have two All NBA players on their team.
No, I'm playing. I would like to see Pistons in six, but would it actually probably be? It'll probably be Knicks in six.
So you're saying
I'm
Pistons in six because you
saying
want that to happen, or because you think
I
about it?
I want Pistons in six, but like I
Which
said,
is fair. If you want that to happen, just say that. That's all
that's
I'm
what I
asking.
want. Listen, yeah, yeah, that's what I want. Pistons in six, but would I actually probably happen? I'll say Knicks in six, based on the fact that they do have more playoff experience and they have better players. Uh, they have better players, and they'll. I don't know. It's just playoff intensity. Like they'll be in a different mode, man. I feel like they will click better as a team in the playoffs versus different times we've seen them. Um, and they're playing against the Pistons. They're not playing against like one of the contenders quite yet. They'll play the winner of,
Boston,
I
whatever they play.
believe,
Oh, I lied. They're 4-5. No, they're 3-6. I'm tripping. So yeah,
they're three
Boston and whoever
six.
they play.
So they'll be playing Boston next, or the winner of
Yeah,
Boston and of the Boston series. So
so they're playing Boston,
yeah, they're playing Boston. I don't think they're
which
playing
they've played
the Bulls or
Boston
the
better
Heat.
the last couple of games they played them.
Yeah,
I
but
think for the Knicks,
they
like
don't have a win against the top teams, do they?
no, they don't. I think they went 0 for
So that's a
11,
problem to
0 and
me.
11.
That's a problem to me, man.
Eh,
That's a problem to me in terms of being a contender, bro. Like you
I
can't get one
mean,
against the top teams, and you want to get four to advance. Not saying that they won't get one if they play against the Celtics, but I'm not too moved that they'll beat the Celtics. You know?
I mean, I look at it like this: like they played the Celtics close just this past week. They went to overtime. They lost to the Cavs by 6 this past week. They lost again to the Cavs earlier this month. Um, I mean, I it's I would say it's not a big deal, but I don't think they should go into the series against Boston thinking we have no chance because they have the talent to compete, and we've seen them in the playoffs in the past. Like they've done more than people have expected every year. I think 2 years ago they were the 4-5 against Cleveland. Everybody picked Cleveland. I think both of us picked Cleveland to win that series, and they beat them in what 5 that year,
Yeah,
maybe even
I believe
swept
so.
them.
No, it was
So
5. I don't think it was a sweet.
and then last year they played Philly in the first round, beat Philly, and then played Indiana, and then obviously, like you said, Jalen Brunson got hurt, so that series changed. But
Yeah,
I think the Knicks have always I think the Knicks were waiting to get back to this point.
yeah,
Players like Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, like OG Anunoby was hurt last year too. Like
yeah,
he tried to come back and
yeah.
play through an injury and looked really bad because of how hurt he was when he played. What was it, Game 7 against what game was that he tried to come back and play with the bad hamstring? I
Did
can't
they
remember,
go
but he played
7?
like 4 minutes. I think he played like 4 minutes in the game he tried to come back in. Let me see. Um and it ended up I think they ended up winning the game anyway, but let me check. Come on, basketball reference. What the hell? These damn ads. Would you Novi? Um, but either way, I think the Knicks are a team that are made more so for the playoffs than the regular season, especially with a coach like Tom Thibodeau, who is always, once you get to this point, he's really good at scheming. He's really good at making game plans to stop opposing teams' best options. So he played the whole no, yeah, he played the whole Sixer series, and then he got hurt. This shit won't let me move. Come on, bro. This is pissing me off. All right, he got hurt in game. I'm assuming that's game 1 or 2, and then he came back at the. I want to say that's game 7. Yeah, I think that's game 7 that he came back for and got hurt because Jalen Brunson got hurt in that game too.
Hmm.
So they end up losing that game that he came back for. Yeah, he played 4 minutes, and I want to say he made both of his shots. That was the crazy part. He made both of his shots. But if I'm the Knicks, I feel confident in this series. I still feel good going into a series against Boston. Not that they should feel like they're the favorites or that they should go in and win it easily or anything like that. But I don't think they should go into the series thinking like, oh damn, we didn't beat them at all this year. Like we can't beat them. Now, there's no like there's obviously no film of them being like, okay, this is what we can do against them to beat them. But
Hmm.
there's enough film against both them and Cleveland to show, okay, we can do this well. Um, we just need to stop them from doing what they've done their best against us. And a part of that is cat defensively and just the pick and roll defense and things like that, and choosing to play drop coverage and stuff like that. But in terms of this series, I just think the Knicks have too many weapons, too many options. Um, Jalen Brunson is the best player on this in this series. Cat and Cade, you can debate both of those players. All three of them will be all NBA. And then after that, the Knicks have the next best players down the list. So um, while it is fun for the Pistons to get in, and they're going to be these games definitely aren't going to be easy for the Pistons. I don't think, or for the Knicks, I don't think there's a real as long as the Knicks are healthy, I don't think there's a real chance the Pistons win this series. If they win this series, that'd be an all-time implosion from the Knicks, in my opinion. And that's
Yeah, it'd
not
be
no
worse.
disrespect to the Pistons, just the Knicks just have too much talent to lose the series like this
Yeah,
with
I
home
I
court.
agree. I agree. Um, I think
Like
with the Knicks, they
the
think
Knicks have
I
four
think it,
players.
yeah.
four players averaging 17 points or more, and you still have Josh
Mhm.
Hart, you still have Deuce McBride, you still have
Mhm.
Preston Chua,
Mhm.
you still have Cam Payne, who has played well. Mitchell Robinson, I don't know if he's played of late. Let me check. Yeah, he's been playing. He played 33 minutes the other night. So even him being available is huge. You still have, I mean, he's not going to play, but you still have a PJ Tucker, worst case scenario, on the bench. I just don't know
Top
if Detroit has
threes.
enough options. Like you're hoping that Malik Beasley, shoots the way that he shot in the regular season. You're hoping that he shoots that way in the playoffs. You're hoping that Tobias Harris plays like he did in the regular season, but you're going to need him to play better than that, and that is sometimes an issue for him. Jalen Duren, he's going to have his hands full with Cat, in my opinion. Tim Hardaway Jr. going to have to hope that he's making shots. Asar Thompson, like you're asking a lot of some players that have not been in these situations before. Asar Thompson hasn't been in the playoffs. Marcus Sasser hasn't been in the playoffs. Ron Holland hasn't been in the playoffs.
Mhm.
You're looking at Isaiah Stewart, like, can you play? Can you stay on the court? Um, I just feel like it's asking a lot, and it's also Kate Cunningham's first time in the playoffs, so um, it's asking a lot for this Pistons team to come in and just flip the script. I think in terms of like shot making and shot creation, they're at a disadvantage against this Knicks team, even though the Knicks don't have a fantastic defensive unit. I think giving Tom Thibodeau a week to give to get ready for this series, even longer than that, because I'm sure they knew what it was going to be for a while. Giving
Yeah, there's
him
talks
this
about this
long to
being a
prepare
thing
for
for a minute.
Cade,
Yeah.
giving him that long to prepare for Cade, I don't envy Cade trying to get to the next step of showing that, like, hey, I'm a superstar by doing this in the playoffs. Like, this is one of those coaches you wouldn't want to see if you're trying to do that as a young star.
Yeah, I mean, Thibodeau, he's been one of the better coaches that we've seen in the last decade or so. I mean, he's a successful coach in his own right. Um, Very defensive minded, and definitely would have a scheme against the Pistons. I can see them turning the Pistons water off early in some of these
Yeah,
games. Um, Especially if they take the ball out of Cade's hand, or if Cade can't get anything going, might be clips.
and I
But
would say the Pistons
I
beat
do
them
think,
last week.
yeah,
Yeah, the Pistons beat them last week in Detroit. There was no Josh Hart for that game. And then go ahead. I'm gonna look at the rest of it. Just see the series.
but yeah, no, I think with this series, guard play is important, but I think Karl Towns, his play will really drive and really be the deciding factor of this series, man. Um, Based on the fact, I mean, you got two bigs that you can throw at Karl Towns. It's just a matter if you can contain him, because I mean, he can stretch the floor, score down low, like he can mid range. Like Karl Towns had a hell of a season this year. He's on fire. So I want to see how they try to slow him down. Um, they do have good wings in Mikal and OG, who got playoff experience. And yeah, I just want to see what I want to see how it plays out. So I'm thinking Knicks in six, maybe five. Um, as you mentioned, this is the point that they wanted to get to last year. I mean, this year, because of the fact that they know they got a chance at Boston. They know they give Boston their best swing, and they're really the team that I don't want to say they're the team, but if they could stop Boston early on, then that opens up a lot for the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, if I'm so Detroit won the season series 3-1.
Okay.
This the first game
Wow.
the first game was early November, like November 1st. The Knicks won by 30.
Hmm.
The second game, the Pistons won by 9, but there was no cat. And then the third game, the Pistons won by 5, and then last week the Pistons won by 9. So if you if you look at the regular season, the Pistons have a good chance of winning this, but I just feel like the playoffs are different. Like I don't think you can take too much of that into the playoffs, but I could be wrong. This could be the complete opposite of what I'm thinking of going into this series, but I just don't see where the Knicks lose this. I think it's Knicks in 5 or 6.
But all right, we can go ahead and switch over to the West with their confirmed matchups already,
Mhm.
and going with the 4-5 of Clippers and Nuggets. This is will be an interesting series for sure because of the fact that the Nuggets fired their head coach Michael Malone a week ago, which is insane to me that you would fire your coach and your GM right before the playoffs, not after the playoffs. Couldn't wait. You couldn't wait 2 weeks to do this. You gotta do it right now. Okay, cool, cool. But yeah, no, I think this will be this is a big test for the Nuggets. Um, got Nikola Jokic who in talks for another MVP. You got Jamal Murray, but Clippers, Clippers been looking good lately, man. I will give them that credit, man. You got Norman Powell coming off of up a career year. Got James Harden. James Harden still James Harden. Kawhi Leonard still Kawhi Leonard. They're a little older now, but they still them dogs. Um, Trying to think of who else was on that team. I don't know. I don't think they got anything that can really match up with Jokic, but they do have the other areas covered, the other bases covered, in my opinion. So it'll be interesting. It'll be a fun series to watch, and I think we get some good performances out of Harden and Kawhi. Like some vintage, like a vintage Harden game, vintage Kawhi game. Yeah, what are your thoughts on this one?
Um, I think this is if the Nuggets are able to win this, I think they feel pretty confident going into a potential matchup with the Thunder. Just because they've gone through stretches of playing really well and then stretches where they haven't looked like a very good team at all. Um, as for the Clippers, they didn't start the season crazy. Went on a really good stretch of games, and then it basically just stayed in the same range for the rest of the season. Like you said, I mean, they have two players that are having career seasons with Norman Powell and Zubac. Zubac might be the most improved player this year, averaging 16 and 12, um, shooting 62% from the floor. He's always been efficient, but this season has been just crazy. Like the way that he is um, really just commanded um, a presence down low on both sides of the basketball has been great for them, and it's really a huge reason for why they are where they are. Um, James Harden has been great. Had not super efficient, but like he said, he's in a system in his own right. He's an engine in his own right. So um, it's one thing he's gonna do is gonna get to the playoffs. Um, and he was able to keep it afloat. Norman Powell was able to keep it afloat. Zubac was able to keep it afloat in time for Kawhi to take as much time as he needed, come back, play 37 games, average 21, 21 and 6 in those games, um, and really have some moments where he looks like Kawhi. Like um, he went 13 to 20, had 33, 6 and 7, 3 steals against Golden State the other night. In a must win. He had 28 against Sacramento in a must win before that. I mean, they they needed to win every game they could down the stretch, and they did. They won what, six straight or nine straight to win to end the season. So um, in April so far, Kawhi's averaging 26 on 50, 50, and 85 shooting splits. So if he continues to play like that, it's going to be really hard for Denver to keep up with that. But I also think it's going to be hard for the Clippers to stop Jokic. The series was 2-2. The Clippers won the first game. Jokic had 41 in that game, shot over 50%. Jamal Murray went 7 of 14. Aaron Gordon went 3 of 10, and Michael Porter Jr. went 4 of 13. The Clippers won the second game as well. Jokic had 28, 14, and 11 in that game. There was no Aaron Gordon. Michael Porter Jr. went 8 of 11. Jamal Murray went 7 of 12. The Nuggets won the third game where Jokic went 16 and 7, which is weird. Like the two games that he went crazy, they lost. When he had 16 and 7, they won. Um, really getting a lot from their bench in that game. And then they won the last game where Jokic didn't even play that game. So um, that game was in January. So they played 4 games before before the All-Star break. So I don't know if you can really look at those games and tell a ton. Obviously, you can tell a little bit in terms of like Zubac trying to guard Jokic and how they want to play Jokic, but um, Kawhi wasn't in those games. At least I don't think he was. Maybe he played the last game. Um, no, Kawhi didn't play in any of those games. So it's really it's really going to be interesting to see how both teams um, prepare for the other, especially with the Nuggets not having Michael Malone and having a new coach at the helm for his first playoff series, first playoff game. Um, Luckily for him, or fortunately for him, I should say, it'll at least be at home. It won't be on the road. Um, but I'm definitely curious of how well um, they are able to just continue to move things along with a new coach against a team that has a great coach in their own right. Ty Lue has been a great coach for a long time now, so um, I'm definitely looking at adjustments from game to game, even from um, halftime to end of the game. Just seeing how um, Denver's coach David Adelman is going to be able to make adjustments when need be. We know Ty Lue can. We know that both teams have enough veterans to where coaching shouldn't be a huge issue, but it's the small things that coaches have to manage in the playoffs that we have to make sure that um, David Adelman is doing.
Yeah.
But I would go Nuggets in 7. I
You
think
on Nuggets and 7?
ESPN's experts went unanimous Clippers.
Mm.
Out of 10,
Mm.
maybe it was 9. Out of 9 ESPN experts, it was 9 people going Clippers over Nuggets.
Mm.
Now, the Clippers have been really good, so I'm not surprised that people
Yeah.
think they can beat them. But you ask 9 people, and all 9 of them say Clippers. That was a little interesting to me.
Well, I'm gonna be number 10 and say Clippers. I'm gonna say
Not
Clippers.
mad
I'm
at
gonna
that.
say Clippers. I'm gonna say wait. Let me see Clippers there. Clippers are the what? They're the fifth seed. I
5,
said to get it done at the
yeah.
crib. Clippers in 6. They get it done at the crib. That's
Mm,
my prediction. Yeah.
I can't go against the best player in the world, so I'm gonna go with Jokic, and I'm gonna go with the Nuggets in 7. Um, I think the Nuggets have more players that have done better in those later games of the series than the Clippers. Obviously, Kawhi has done great at the end of the series. Jokic has done great. Jamal has done great. even Aaron Gordon has been really good in closeout games. Michael Porter Jr. has had his time. Can't say the same for Harden, all his closeout games. So um, maybe this is when it changes. But I feel like we said that a lot. We said that when he was with Philly, didn't happen. Said that in his later years with um, Houston, didn't happen. Didn't really get a chance to with Brooklyn because he got hurt and he was playing on a bad hamstring. So I don't hold that against him. And then I don't think he played the next series or that next year. I don't think he was there for the playoffs. So um, I would say Nuggets in seven. Um, now the last game seven they played was a bit of a meltdown where Minnesota came all the way back and won. So they definitely need to get that taste out of their mouth.
Yeah.
Um, but I think either team that wins this has a really interesting matchup with OKC.
Oh yeah, fun matchup. OKC. But all right. Next confirmed matchup is Lakers and Timberwolves, which is a very fun matchup in itself. You got Luka against the Wolves again. You got a new look Wolves team that brought in Julius Randle in all season and Dante DiVincenzo via the trade with Karl Anthony Towns. Um, Lakers, on the other hand, Bron in season 22. Luka Doncic looking for smoke, looking for blood, looking for everything. I think Luka Doncic is gonna have a hell of a playoff series or a hell of a playoff run, depending on the Lakers' path. But especially from him being in the finals last season to him have a shot at doing so again this season. I say a shot because I don't know. I mean, this Lakers team is I like this Lakers team a little bit. I like the guys around Bron and Luca. Um, but I'm a little skeptical as if it isn't enough for them to, you know, make a deep playoff run or to make a finals run. But look at his best, Bron at his best. You got not Dalton, Austin Reeves. I mean, you also got Dalton Connect, who's been a good rookie this year. Um, got guys like Jackson Hayes, who is athletic.
It
What?
sounded like you just said that man was trash at basketball. Yeah,
Cause I
Jackson
said he was
Hayes,
athletic.
he athletic. I mean, then everybody in the NBA athletic. You got to be at least somewhat athletic into the NBA.
I mean,
That's
yeah, you
basically
would
saying.
think,
I mean, they got
but
Jackson Hayes. He can jump high. Oh man, you could at least say he can catch lobs. He's a good lob threat. He said
law
he
threat.
athletic.
Vanderbilt has been back. Dorian Finney-Smith can make a difference. Roy Hachimura can make a difference as well. Just a matter of them showing up when the time is called and when a number is called. But yeah, no. I feel like this might be the best first round matchup. Definitely
Mm,
in the West. Definitely in the West.
mm.
I mean, you got the personalities there. You got the teams they match up kind of well. Um, I like a lot of players in this matchup too. Shout out to Nas Reed. Shout out to Ant. Shout out to Luca. Shout out Brian. I think who else I like. Dante. Of course, Dalton Connect. Austin Reeves
He
is
said, "Shout out
sensible.
to who else I like."
Cause I had to think about the players that I like in this series, man. But no, it'll be a fun series for sure. Um, I think this will be a series though where like experience will be the deciding factor in this one. Um, experience and basketball IQ. I mean, you got like two facilitators in Braun and Luca who aren't the traditional point guard size. Like they're a little taller for their position. Well, they're Braun's not a point guard, and you got Luca who's a tall guard. Um, and it's like those two guys at their points in their career where Luka's game is a lot like LeBron's game in the sense that it's not really well, I'll say LeBron's game now and the fact that LeBron isn't really explosive and really relying on his athleticism in year 22 as he was in year 12. Whereas Luka, he's on the, slow things down, control things at his pace. Um, that's always been his game. And they're both good decision makers, good playmakers in their own right. So definitely looking forward to see how they play against a feisty Timberwolves team, um, led by no other than oh goodness, whoa, led by no other than Anthony Edwards. Um, then bringing in Julius Randle this year, Rudy Gobert. Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like Lakers advance in this matchup. I mean, Lakers. I don't say they gotta win a formula, but they got I they're more favored in my opinion to advance in this matchup than the Timberwolves are. Timberwolves went from being what a top two team last season to falling down to six. I mean, the Western Conference is a gauntlet. So we saw shoot, last week we was on the show, we saw the standings change like crazy because of how close everybody was and the fact that
Yeah,
one team played and one team was still playing was like a factor in why the standings were where they were. So,
yeah.
but yeah, no, I just think I'm more confident in the Lakers than I am in the Timberwolves, especially with how the Timberwolves season has gone this year. So,
Yeah.
Ant Edwards, Ant Farm, um, I can't even come up with something.
It said Ant Edwards, China and McLean, Ant Farm, Lakers and blank. Ant Eater,
Ant
China and
Eater.
McLean, Ant Farm, Lakers and Farm.
I don't care if they got Ant Farm, Fat Farm, Petrus Farm, remembers Lakers of five.
Um, I think 3-point shot is gonna be what's what this comes down to, in my opinion. The Lakers are 11th in offensive rating, 17th in defensive rating, 14th in 3-point percentage. Minnesota's number 8 in offensive rating, number 6 in defensive rating, 5th in three-pointers made, and 4th in three-point percentage. Um, for me, I think Rudy Gobert plays a huge factor in this
Mhm.
series. Um, I'm sure that I don't think they're going to play a ton of Jackson Hayes. I think Jackson Hayes might start, and then they'll probably try to go small ball, um, considering that they have um, Luka. But a big issue for the Timberwolves last year was the lob threats of Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford. So um, I'm interested to see if they try to go that route again. Um, I think the most important player in this series for either team is Jaden McDaniels. Um, in February, he averaged um, 18 points, 8 rebounds on 48% shooting, and 88% from the free throw line. After that, he averaged 14 in March, and he's averaged 9 so far in April. When he is playing confidently and moving well offensively and not just taking the shots that teams are giving him, he turns this team into a completely different team. Um, the thing that scares me for the Timberwolves, I think you know what you're going to get from Ant. You know what you're going to get from Nas Reed. You know what to expect from Rudy Gobert. I think for the most part, you know what you're getting from Jaden McDaniels. I think you can rely on DiVincenzo. You can rely on Alexander Walker. You can rely on Michael Conley to give them what they're going to give you. Julius Randle, he cannot play like he's played in the past in the next playoff series. Um, I just there needs to be a difference. So in his postseasons, he's at in 5 games in 2021, he averaged 18 points a game, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, but he shot 29% from the floor, 33% from three. Then 2 years ago in New York, he averaged 16 points a game, 8 rebounds on 37% from the floor and 25 from three. And then he didn't play last year because he was hurt. Um, so you definitely need him to be better. You need him to play like your second best option offensively. Um, I think there were times where Cat was great offensively, and there were times where he wasn't. Um, I think the variance that Julius can give you as an offensive player helps. Um, but I think all in all, this comes down to the Timberwolves defense. I think they feel pretty comfortable putting Jaden McDaniels on LeBron. Who are you putting on Luca? I'm sure they're going to try to throw Ant out there. They'll probably try to throw DiVincenzo, Alexander Walker. I don't know if any of them have the size or the strength to guard Luca. I think they're going to force the Lakers role players, the Hachimuras, the I don't want to say the Austin Reeves because Austin Reeves has the ball in his hands a lot and is able to create his own shot. But like the Hashimoras, the Jared Vanderbilts, they're gonna force those guys to make shots to take shots instead of the LeBrons and Lucas of the world. Um, but if an Austin Reeves is efficient, I'm not sure that the Timberwolves will have enough offensively to keep up uh, with LeBron, Luca, and Austin Reeves, given their scoring output. So I would say Lakers win in 7. I think the Timberwolves can get a few. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Lakers in 6, but I think Minnesota can force one in Game 6. I think they can force one out and get a Game 7 in LA. And then once you get to Game 7, anything can happen. But this is a
Anything can happen.
series like this is a
Anything can
series
happen.
where Ant wins this series, he's solidified. Like we
Yeah.
said that in the past. Like he's had series in the past where like boom, like the series against KD last year,
Yep.
KD and Book, I should say.
Yep.
The series against Jokic and Jamal. Obviously didn't get
Yep.
to the finals. Luka was in his way there.
Yeah.
Um, but if he goes into this series, he's the best player on the floor, and they win this series, solidified. Like and then you go to play potentially a Houston, a Golden State, a Memphis in the second round.
Whew.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. So um, don't count out Minnesota. I know the Lakers have Luca and LeBron, so everybody's like, "Oh my God, they're going to win this," which they very well may do. But I don't think you can count out Minnesota because when they play at their best, they're a really good team. Now the problem is how inconsistent they've been, and Julius being out for a little bit of time. But if they can get if they can get all their whole team to play the way that they need to, this is going to be a really good series.
Yeah, I agree, man. This series has the potential, like I said, to be the best series of the first round. Um, I have to agree with you there on the point about Ant as well, man. Ant has gone through the ringer in terms of facing some of the toughest teams and players in the league to get toward like in the playoffs year after year. Um, I mean, he said he's that guy. He told Obama stand down. He's like, hey, I'm here. I'm that guy. You know what I'm saying? I got this. I'm
I
good.
mean,
And
he played.
he's shown to be good year after year. He's shown to be the guy year after year, time after time. He's turned up. He's um rose to the occasion several times.
Yeah, in 6 playoff games, like his first time being in the playoffs, he averaged 25, 4 and 3 on 45% from the field, 40 from three, and 82 from the free throw line. That was against Memphis, I want to say. That was the 21-22 year. And then next year they played Denver in the first round. He averaged 31 on 48, 35, 84 shooting splits. And then last year he played 16 games and averaged 27,
Mm-hmm.
7 and 6 on 48, 40, 81 shooting splits. So he's been good every year in the playoffs. He's risen every year in the playoffs. I think his postseason numbers, he's averaged more than his regular season numbers every year. In 21, 22, in the regular season, he has 21. In the postseason, he averaged 25. He averaged 31 in 22, 23. He averaged 31 in the playoffs that year. And then last year, he averaged 26. And in the playoffs, he averaged 27, almost 28. So he's been a playoff riser, even with being one of the best players in the world already. Um, he's one of those players that can flip a series with just 1 or 2 games, and then there's always a game or two where your role players just can't miss shit. So if you can steal a few that you're not supposed to get with you just being otherworldly, just unguardable, um, this series can be flipped on its head very easily.
Yeah, I can see it going either way. I do think if it's a time where like the Lakers can't stop the bleeding, if like the Timberwolves are on a crazy run of sorts, then they can definitely get a game or two that can definitely, at the right time, change the momentum in the series. So with that opportunity or with that possibility, I do think that's what makes the series one of the better series in the first round because it's like we don't really know for sure what we're gonna get, but because we got these two lined up against each other with this, with the stakes as high as they are, I think we get some great basketball out of it.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right.
Looks
Then we
like
got the
Magic will
Thunder.
play.
Not my fault.
I was just saying it looks like the Magic will play Boston in the
Yep.
first round.
So with a sizable lead, I'm not gonna do the math at the moment, but with a sizable lead in the fourth quarter
27.
of this game, okay, 27. Um,
I just do 11, like 89 to 100 is 11, 16
yeah,
to 100 is 16, 16 plus 11, 27.
quick math.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to do that math off the top of the dome either. So
No, you're not about to see me look crazy and struggle and do math in my head on camera if I don't know it. But anyways, I knew it was a seven in there because it was a nine and a six at the end, so I knew it was a seven.
yeah,
Yeah,
I always
but
get the is it are they up 20 or are they up 30? Once they get to 100 and like 90, I'm like, now I'm thrown off. Are they up 20 or are they up 30? Once it gets to like the 80s, 100s, 90s, 100s.
yeah.
So yeah,
All
go ahead.
right.
You said Thunder?
No, you good. We can start with Celtics and I'm about to say Celtics and Boston. Celtics and Orlando. Um,
Hmm.
that's the
Just because
two.
that's an actual
That's a confirmed
matchup now.
2-7
Yeah.
matchup. Yeah. So Boston against Orlando. Orlando coming off the victory against the against the Hawks. Um, I honestly thought the Magic would have had a better season than they actually did. I thought they would have been a little higher. I thought they probably would have been in third, fourth, third or fourth seed. Um, based on the kind of team they had on paper. But with injuries to Paulo Banchero early on in the season and to Franz Wagner shortly after that, um, I think that is definitely what altered the season. Jalen Suggs is hurt now too. I want to say Cole Anthony dealt with a few injuries throughout the season as well. Um, So health was not on their side for the most part
Not
of
at
this
all.
regular season. But ultimately, they make a way to, solidify their spot at the top 18 or as the top 10 team, and ultimately the top 17, their 7th seed, and they are moving on to play the Boston Celtics in the first round. Boston, who has been one of the best teams in this, did he
Thank
double dribble?
goodness.
He definitely double dribble. Um, Boston being one of the better teams in the league yet again. There's arguments to saying that they were the best team overall this season. Coming off of a championship last season, they definitely want another one to add to the collection. Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum have had good years again, both being all stars. Um, and I think their core, I think the guys around them have gotten a little better, or they just became a more complete, polished, dangerous team than they were last season, in my opinion. Coming off of the championship, more so than they were coming into that championship last year. Um, so yeah, I mean, you got Drew Holiday, Derek White, Al Horford. Um, got some vets on the squad, but they still give you great production. Um, And then you got guys like Peyton Pritchard who's just ready to go at any given moment. I mean, this guy had 50 off I want to say, was it off the bench? He had 50 off that game.
Pretty
50
sure.
off the bench. That boy Peyton Pritchard is ready to score, and that's what I like about him as a player. Just instant offense, just ready to impact the game. Um,
You don't like
but
TJ
yeah,
McConnell, huh? He come off the bench ready to play defense and pass.
I mean, I'm an offensive
He
guy, bro. I'm
cool.
I'm an offense. Listen, if I was a coach, I'll be an offensive minded coach, and you be the defensive minded coach. Like you be the Tiz of my Doc
So
Rivers.
you're Mike D'Antoni, the black Mike D'Antoni.
That's crazy
All
because
offense, no defense.
I have had I'm gonna say controversial, but I've had some opinions on Mike D'Antoni as coach, but
Good or
yeah,
bad?
no, bad.
Oh damn. You
I
don't
mean,
think he's a good coach?
I think he's a good coach, but it's like he proved. I mean, he showed that he couldn't get it done as a head coach.
Damn.
But see, that's the thing. See there. I say it out loud. Yeah,
It's just
but
I don't want to
that's just
say
how I
he can't
felt
get it
though.
done. I just think he doesn't have the defensive philosophy to win a
Yeah,
championship. Like
like
his
now as
is
I'm
all
older and I
offense.
get yeah
7 seconds or
now as I'm
less.
older,
Harden Rockets.
yeah, now that I'm older, I understand it a little more. It's like okay, I see. Look back and be like, all right. But I think in terms of with I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I like I'm an offensive guy. I like offense, but I mean, I like good. I appreciate good defense too. You know, I love a defensive team. I love when a team gets after on defense and it's like they're cut your water off. Like you're not getting nothing done down here. They're scoring off their defense, bro, and like that's the best kind of basketball, in my opinion. Like you are just locking things down. You are not letting the other team get anything. Like not even letting them breathe. I guess that's why I like this Duke team this year because they're a great defensive team. Um, but yeah, no, the Boston Celtics, man, they're on a hell of a run. Um, so I got the Celtics in 5 to put it plainly.
Yeah.
I think
Um,
Jason Tatum is not over. I feel like he's overhated and underappreciated. I've had talks with the homies last couple of weeks about Tatum and about where he is in terms of like I don't want to say all time talks, but just in terms of like where he is compared to his peers or compared to other people that has played his position. Um, but yeah, I think he doesn't get the credit he deserves for being a winning player. I mean, this guy's been what, either in the conference finals or at least second round in every, except for that one season, but they were a hurt
Yeah,
team.
it was Jalen Brown
Um,
was out.
yeah, but they have had a he's had a deep playoff run in every season of his career, starting from his rookie season.
Yeah,
So he's a winner through and through. Thought he got a lot of hate last year for his finals performance or just him in the finals in general. But people love to hate Tatum for whatever reason. I guess it's the trend, the new thing. I don't know, but Tatum's a good player in
hmm
my eyes. Really impactful player, and his skills be on full display in the series and throughout the playoffs. Boston's the team. Everybody should. Boston's the team to beat here in these playoffs. Cavs, I know they've got the best record, but Boston being the reigning champs and really having no drop off from last year to this year, yeah, that's the team to beat still.
yeah, I agree. Um, let me see how many games he's played. He's played holy shit. He's played 113 playoff games in his career
Wow.
already. Um, so his rookie year they got to the conference finals, the
Yep.
infamous 7 game series against Cleveland.
Yep. Where he had
His
that dunk
second
on
year
LeBron.
they got to his second year they got to the semifinals where they lost in 5 to Milwaukee. Won the first game, and that's when Paul Pierce said,
Yeah.
I don't think Milwaukee wins a game. They went on to win the
Yeah.
next 4.
Yeah.
Um, they played. They went to the conference finals in the bubble, lost in Game 7 to Miami.
Yep.
They went to
Bam had that block.
yeah, they lost in 5 to Brooklyn the year that
Jalen
Jalen Brown was
Brown was
out.
out.
They went to the conference finals against Miami in 22, or went past the conference finals. Sorry, went to the finals in 22, lost in 6 to Golden State.
Yep.
Then they went to the conference finals and lost to Miami in 23, and then they went to the finals last year and won. So outside of the one year where Jalen Brown got hurt, like you said, he made it to at least the second round. And then outside of those 2 years that he made it only to the second round, only to the first round, he's been in at least the conference finals. So um, I agree. He's definitely has not gotten the same appreciation that other players have gotten. He's already 4-time All NBA. He will be 5-time after this year. He'll be first team All NBA this year. Um, he's an NBA champion, 6-time All Star, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, All Star MVP. Um, I mean, there's really not much else you can add to his resume besides MVP or Finals MVP. But I feel like even if he got those, people still would not give him the credit that he deserves. Um,
No.
you're looking at a guy that the 2 players picked ahead of him in the draft. One of them is not in the league right now, and then the other one is been battling injuries and is not a bad player at all, but hasn't been able to live up to the hype because of those injuries. Jason Tatum has been everything that the Celtics needed him to be as the 3rd pick in the draft. Everything that you would want from a 3rd pick in the draft, Jason Tatum has been, and he's been that since the day he came on. Uh, since the day he came to Boston, and outside of Boston in North Carolina and St. Louis, I definitely don't think he gets the credit he deserves. Which I think is kind of bullshit in my opinion. When you have a player of this talent, of this caliber, um, you know, you would think that there'd be a lot of players or a lot of fans that enjoy him. But I want to say he was pretty high on the jersey sales that I just saw the other day. Um,
Yeah, his jersey is everywhere. His jersey and his shoes are everywhere,
I
bro.
think he was number
The
3,
kids love him.
maybe.
The kids love him. It be guys our age that hate on him.
Not for sure.
That's where the
He was
hate
number
come from.
4.
The
So
hate, the hate come
um,
from Twitter.
the NBA jersey sales was number 1 Luca, number 2 Steph, number 3 Braun, number 4 Tatum, number 5 Jalen Brunson, number 6 Wemby, number 7 Anthony Edwards, number 8 Ja. Number 9, Shea. Number 10, Jokic. Number 11, Giannis. Number 12, LaMelo. Number 13, KD. Number 14, Devin Booker. And number 15, Jalen Brown. Um, so I think in terms of, like you said, like with the kids and teenagers, I don't think he gets, um, talked bad about. I think he's a player that, kids coming up today and teenagers coming up today are looking up to. Um, but I think when you look at the things that he's done so far in his career, they should definitely be looked at in a higher light. But I will digress and get back to the series. As for Boston and Orlando, this is a very interesting series. Just because this going into this season, I would have thought this was maybe like a second round matchup. Obviously Paolo got hurt. I think it was 9 games in. Was having an all NBA kind of run to start the season. Let me see. I think he was averaging over 30 to start the year. Um, he was in October. Sorry, in October he got to play. How many? I don't know how many games he played in October. Oh, there it is. In October he averaged 29, 8, and 5, and then he got hurt Halloween, and then didn't come back until after the New Year. He played his next game back was January 10th, and he scored 34 in that first game back. But when he had come back, Franz was out. And Franz also had an all NBA case, but he only got to play 60 games because of injury. So they have two guys that can score 25 points a night. But after that, you're really grasping at straws with Jalen Suggs having the back injury that he went out with, which was a very scary injury, where he was really just playing in the passing lane, going for a steal. And I guess his back just kind of spasmed out on him. Then he also got hurt with a knee injury, and that's what really kept him out for the rest of the season. Mo Wagner tore his ACL and only played 30 games this season. He was a huge part of them, especially off the bench. Anthony Black has played almost every game. Cole Anthony has played he's played about 90% of their games, um, but is rather inconsistent, I would say. And then KCP was a guy they brought in, was really hoping that he would bolster their 3-point shooting. He
Mm-hmm.
came in. For the last since 2020 with the Lakers, he shot 38%, 41%, 39%, 42%, 40% from three. This year, he's
Yeah.
shooting 34%. And the Magic are the worst 3-point shooting team in the league. The worst 3-point shooting team in the league, but also, let's see what they are. Hold on. They're the worst 3-point shooting team in the league, and they are one of the best defensive teams in the league. I'm trying to find their exact number defensively really fast. They are, oh my goodness, they are, they are second defensively in defensive rating behind OKC. So second in defensive rating, worst 3-point shooting team in the league, and they are 27th in offensive rating. Yeah, the great defense, terrible shooting against great defense and the best shooting team in the league. I don't think Orlando has a chance, even though they have two great players in this series, and I can't wait to see a series of Paolo versus Jason Tatum and Franz versus Jalen Brown. Um, Once you get past that, everything is kind of chopped. Like Boston has the advantage everywhere else. So um, while it will be fun to see those two dueling matchups, I think everything else kind of just plays itself out. And I don't think Orlando will even get a game, to be honest. I just don't think they have the shooting. Like it'll have to be one of those games where um, it'll have to be one of those games where they just shoot really poorly from three. And I feel like even if they do that, they still have enough to win the game.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I got Boston and I'll say Boston and 5.
They could definitely get a game. I just wouldn't bet on
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah. All right. Other series we got. Well, potential series we have. We have Thunder, Rockets, and Cavs awaiting their opponents. Right here, Celtics and Magic.
Wait,
Oh,
is
Thunder
Jimmy hurt?
or not Thunder?
Or is he just already out of the game?
I don't think he started. I don't know. Let me see.
Because he got hurt at the end of
Uh,
the game against the Clippers. But I didn't see anything saying that he was out. But I just tuned into the game and he's not in right now. But I know it's okay, he is on the bench. Okay, so he is playing. I was like, I know it's 6 minutes, so that's sometimes when substitutions happen. So I know
yeah,
he comes out pretty early, and then Draymond comes out, and then they play together when Steph is on the bench. But
yeah,
I wasn't sure if he was still playing since he got hurt last game. But if he's fine,
yeah. Then you got the Rockets awaiting the winner of this game between the Grizzlies and the Warriors, and then of course you got Bulls Heat tomorrow. You got Kings Mavericks tomorrow as
Mavs.
well. They play the loser of this game in Washington currently in the Memphis Grizzlies and the Golden State Warriors. Bulls Heat play the winner of that game play the Hawks on not Thursday, on Friday.
Hmm.
So yeah, I guess we can go play in predictions because I feel like each of these teams, the Thunder, Rockets, and Cavs, will advance to the second round. Um,
Mm.
what's up?
So you think so you think if the Rockets play the Warriors, they beat the Warriors first round?
Oh no, I don't. I can't. I'm about to say I was. You caught me there. You caught me there. You caught me there because I was having this talk with a coach.
I just know it's at least a conversation. That's
It
the
it
only reason
is.
I
It
said
is. It is.
mm. Because
I
I
said you
still
caught
think
me
the
there.
Rockets could, but to say they're for sure getting there, if and again this is speculation because the
Nothing
playing game
is
right now
official
between Golden
yet.
State and Memphis is in the first quarter,
It's a
and it's a two
and it's a
point
two
game.
point
So
game.
yeah,
Yes,
so we don't know for
but
sure,
nah.
but
I'm
I would say
saying
even
all
if
right.
it's Memphis, I don't think Houston is a for sure like going to the next
Not a
round.
for
But I
sure
think the
going to the
other
next
ones
round.
you're I think the other
No.
ones you're right.
Yeah, I
Unless Golden
think
State goes to OKC, I still think OKC wins that series,
I think
but
OKC
it's more of a
wins.
conversation as well.
Yeah, I think Warriors got a chance with their experience and just with their personnel. Um,
Hmm.
that they'll be able to beat the Rockets in the series. Um, Rockets had a hell of a season though, but yeah, no, that was the thing I was talking about with my coworker today. That no team wants to see the Warriors in the first round. I
Yeah,
don't think any team wants
and
to see the
I'm
Warriors
sure
in the
the
first
Lakers
round.
are really excited that the Clippers beat them on Sunday.
Yes, yes,
You know, you really don't want to see Ant either, but you probably
yeah,
rather see Ant than see Jimmy and stuff
yeah. I mean, and
and
those guys
Draymond.
are playoff performers. Like
Yeah,
Steph, Steph's still Steph. You know,
yeah,
like
four rings.
what? Yeah, 4 rings, and he's on year what 16, 17, I believe. Year 16, he got
He was
drafted in
drafted in what,
2009.
'09?
Yeah,
Yep,
year 16. So
which is crazy.
still doing it, and he's doing it
That's
like he's at a high level.
crazy.
He's doing it like he's
Him
at a
and
high
Harden
level
are
still, bro. Like
him
he
and
is like
Harden are year
still,
16. Russ is year
yeah,
17.
17, yeah,
KD is year 18. This
18,
is crazy.
yeah. It's
LeBron
insane
is
to think
damn year
about, bro.
22. It's nasty.
Zach 80 almost got him. Wow. Nah, that's a good game. But yeah, no, I do think between the Rockets and the Warriors that the Rockets will have their hands full dealing with Steph Curry. Um, it's gonna be, I don't know, seeing Dylan Brooks. well, having Dylan Brooks and having Draymond Green in this matchup, um, texts are gonna be thrown left and right.
Well, do you
um,
think? Do you think Golden State is going to beat Memphis?
now I I think so. They at the crib. They got that to their advantage. Um, although they were at the crib when they lost to them a couple years ago, but that was without Clay. Now it's just a different team. Um,
Yeah, I think. I
but
think the experts, again, experts, quotations around that. I think it was 9-1, Golden State over
Warriors,
Memphis.
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say Golden State here too. I mean, this game had just gotten off, just started, but I like Golden State heading into this matchup
I
as
think it.
well.
I think
Um,
Ja got to go nuts for them to win this game.
yeah, he got those bombs across the court, all over the court. Like Chase Center
Throw
will
bombs
be
all over the court is crazy.
the Chase Center will cease to exist with John Moran and his bombs after this
You're
game
wild.
if he goes off. A good
You're
pass,
wild.
Steph. Hey, love a good lead pass. Anyways, um, yeah, no, Rockets gonna have their hands full. I mean, with whoever they play, in my opinion, because I think Memphis has the personnel that can match up well against them as well. I'm saying as well so much. Um,
I don't think. I
it's an
don't think
interesting
I
series
don't
though.
think the Grizzlies would have enough perimeter scorers to really
No,
bother Houston. Because
yeah,
I think you can put Amin Thompson on Ja, and you feel pretty good about that. Not saying that he's just gonna completely lock down Ja, but Amin Thompson is a DPOY candidate. Um,
yep.
so and then you even have Tari Eason who you could throw on him. You have Dylan Brooks. You have a Fred VanVleet. Um, so they would have a ton of options
Freddie
um
with the Thule.
to throw at Memphis. For Golden State, they do have a lot of defensive options. Like that is one thing about the Rockets. They have a lot of defensive options. Um,
Yeah,
but do you have enough scoring to keep up if those players are playing like they're capable of playing? Like if Steph is going for 30, if Drimmy's got 25, 26, can Jalen Green and Şengün um can they keep up offensively in a playoff series, which this would be their first one. So um I think both of those series would be interesting. I think if you're the Rockets, you want the Grizzlies to win, just because you definitely feel better going into that matchup than you do against the Warriors, just because of the Warriors' experience and just knowing how to win playoff series and win playoff games. Um, but I think either way, the Rockets have a fighting chance against anybody. Honestly,
yeah.
they have enough talent. It's always
This
the
is the
question
series
of
that they're.
youth in the playoffs.
Yeah, this is the series that they'll prove themselves in. Um, I mean, they've proven themselves throughout the season, but with them on the national display of the playoffs and with the intensity playing against um the team as we're playing against a team like either Golden State or Memphis. I definitely be a defining series for them
Yeah,
in this
I
young
agree.
squad. Yeah,
So if it's Rockets Warriors, who do you think wins the series?
I'm going Warriors in six.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, I'm going. I gotta go with the Warriors. I can't go against stuff and Jimmy in the first round. Um,
Yeah, that's a tough team to beat. A tough duo to beat.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Other. Uh,
no that
I was gonna say other matchup would be potentially what? You got Kings against the Mavericks. I like the Mavericks over the
Mhm.
Kings there. And then they'll play potentially the Grizzlies. I'm rocking with the Grizzlies. So I'm saying first round match would be Thunder Grizzlies with the Thunder and hmm, I don't want to say it'd be two. I don't know. I don't want to say that the Grizzlies only get one game against the Thunder. Like I would like to see them get two and make it a series. But this Thunder team is pretty good, pretty damn good. And it's like I think I think the Grizzlies have what it takes to keep up with them, but I don't think they have anything that really separates the two. You know, I think Thunder they're a great team defensively. They
Oh
have
yeah,
an
the Warriors
MVP
locking in.
candidate and possibly
Oh,
MVP
he
favorite
traveled
in
for
Shea
sure. Holy shit.
Gilgeous-Alexander. Um, you also got Chet Holmgren, who's good, Jalen Williams, who's good, Lou Dort, who's good, Casey Wallace, who's good. I mean, like this whole damn team.
Isaiah Joe, Cambridge Williams.
You
I mean,
got
the list goes
Isaiah
on.
Hartenstein.
Hartenstein. I mean, they just got options everywhere.
Yeah, like they
Everybody
put
that
the
they
Celtics
play
away.
contributes.
Yeah, I don't see this team. I don't see different guys put the Celtics away, put the Knicks away.
Yep.
I don't see
Yep.
different guys put the Cavs away. Like
Yep. And it
ah,
was, and none of those games was Shea, and then I think most of those games Chet wasn't even playing,
exactly.
or Hartenstein.
It was a different person every time, man. But I think
Yeah,
that's what makes them dangerous, and that's what makes them the best team out, in my opinion, in this playoffs.
who am I missing?
Um,
Aaron Wiggins. That's who it is.
Aaron Wiggins, that's the guy I was thinking of. Because when I said put the Knicks
Mhm.
away, I was thinking of that game right
Yeah,
there.
Aaron
Yeah,
Wiggins. Yep. And then Lou Dort did against Boston.
yup. That third quarter against Boston was crazy. Me and my fan
Great.
watched that and was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, that
But
was crazy.
yeah, but I do think that they are the team that comes
Jimmy hitting
out of
threes.
the
It's a wrap.
West. Oh, there goes TBB being ahead of mine again.
Finally, I say finally.
But I say
I had to deal
you
with
was
Jones being
behind
ahead of
me.
me one time.
Yeah.
It's good I had to watch it on. I wasn't on my normal setup, so I had to watch it on non legal things. So I was a little bit behind.
Ah, gotcha. But nah. Um, where's I going with this? Oh,
Oh
Thunder
hell
are the
no, they
best team
cooking.
out. I think they're the team. They're definitely the team to beat in the West, and I think they're gonna be the team to whatchamacallit. I think they're gonna be the team to
Challenge.
get not challenge. Their team to beat in the West, and I think they're gonna be the team that makes it out the West and represents the
So
West
you
in the
have
finals. I have
OKC
Celtics Thunder.
versus.
I have Celtics
Ooh,
Thunder.
I think that was my preseason pick, but I can't remember.
That's my pick for a minute. Shout out to my guy Jack. He's a Thunder fan. He asks me every time I see him what's the finals prediction.
Let me see if I don't know if I
But
wrote it down or not. Let's see if I have it in there.
and
Let me look at my
one.
I don't got the options to come
Whoa.
back.
But nah. Who else or what else? Yeah, shout out to the Thunder though.
Yeah, I would go. I would go with the Thunder in a series against Grizzlies too. I mean, really any of those teams that could be the eight seed. I
Yeah.
would say Thunder and five at the most, but honestly, they could beat them in four.
Yeah. All right, and then on the East side, you have Bulls, Heat, in the nine, in the not nine, is it 10-9 game.
Well, these notes old as hell. These notes say transfer portal. Ashley Owusu. Notable opt-outs: Liz Kitley and Celeste Taylor. Notable opt-ins: Zaya Cook, Letitia and me here, rebuild, and Aaliyah Boston. These old ass notes.
Good lordy, man.
Final four notes say LSU versus Virginia
Doggone.
Tech, and then
That's
SC versus
what?
Iowa, and then LSU versus Iowa.
Nah, that's crazy.
That's all I've had this damn notebook. And then the next page is when I was like, oh damn, I do got that big ass notebook because I wrote in two different notebooks. The
Yeah.
next page is Swords versus South Carolina notes. So
Dang.
it's
That
two
ain't too
years
old,
later.
but that's still old. Yeah.
I was trying to see if
But
I
nah.
had NBA
But in
notes on here,
terms
but the
of
first NBA notes I
Eastern
had was a
Conference
weekend to the
playing,
season.
Eastern Conference, you got Bulls Heat for the 9-10 playing. Not 9-10. Am I tripping?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
7, 8,
9-10.
9-10. Yeah, 9-10 playing. The see who plays um the Hawks for the night to the front of eight seed. Um, I think the Heat beat the Bulls. I don't know who if the Heat beat the Hawks or not. I mean, I
Okay.
don't see no reason for the Heat to not beat the Hawks, but it's like
Mm,
I don't know.
Could be one of those games where they just can't make shit.
Like
Man,
it's
we be
really just
having some
hard to
days
call it.
where
It's hard to call it at this
the
point,
offense
man.
is ass.
Yeah, it's hard to call it at this point. I think I do favor the Hawks though.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you. I would still go with the
Yeah,
Heat because that's my squad, but I
yeah.
don't blame you for going that way.
And then that the winner of that will face off with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland Cavaliers who've been on fire this year, man. Shout out to Kenny Atkinson and the job that he's done there. Shout out to Kenny. I feel like I mean obviously Coach of the Year candidate might just be the Coach of the Year. Um, big props to Kenny
Either
what
him or
he's
JB
done.
Bickerstaff.
Yeah, yeah. Which is funny because he was the Cavs old coach.
I was gonna say, which is nuts.
Right. So it definitely is down between those two.
Get your ass
Or
fired and go get Coach of the Year right away.
come on now.
The opposite of Dwayne Casey.
Yeah. But I think whoever faces off with the Cavs first round is that's as far as they're gonna get. Cavs, hell of a team, best team in the league, record wise. Donovan Mitchell's had a hell of a season. Um, I think the improvement with Evan Mobley has been good. Um, so yeah, I mean, you just got a lot going on there in terms of that team and their coach, how they play on a night-to-night basis. It's hard to stop them, and I don't think there's any team that they'll play in the first round has what it takes to do so.
Everybody hope they don't see us. They
I
might
say you
fuck
do.
up their season. No, I'm just kidding. We'll make it a series though if we play them. I think it goes six. Just
Yeah,
because I don't know. I just know how we are in the playoffs. But if they play the Hawks, Hawks might get one. Trae Young is good for one game in the playoffs, and then um, yeah, I think they feel pretty confident about the first round, regardless. Um, Same with Boston. So yeah, I think all the one seeds and then the two seed in the East feels confident no matter who they have. Um, if you're the Rockets, you're definitely looking like damn, forget the Warriors, it's gonna be a tough one. But I like Ime Udoka and what he could do
yeah. No,
um,
definitely. Shout out to
with
Ime,
adjustments and
man.
things like that.
Man,
So
Ime could have been
I'm
coaching
definitely
that
interested to see how that goes.
Celtics team, but he.
Yeah. If he's coaching that team, imagine how much longer it would have taken the Rockets to get better.
I mean, yeah, facts. I think that's just a
Because I
testament
mean,
of how good of a coach he is.
the team ain't changed that much. I mean, they added Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks last year with Udoka,
Veteran presence
and then they added Alvin Thompson
in the
last year.
draft.
But outside of that, they didn't add a ton. Like most of their core is still there. Like
Why
Shinko, Jalen
Popeyes got a
Green,
pickle lemonade?
Jabari Smith Jr., a pickle lemonade. They gotta stop that shit, bro.
I swear, if my
They
lemonade
put
tastes
one
like
right next to the
pickles,
crib.
I
Oh
swear,
hell no, y'all
if
about to
my
have people
lemonade tastes like pickles,
packing out
that'd be y'all last lemonade y'all make.
on me, bro. Boom! Snuffing somebody, bro.
You feel me?
I would
But
not want to touch these people mid game. Man, don't talk to me,
mid
bro.
game, word, bro.
You getting
I'm in the
smacked right
mode,
now.
bro. I'll just be like, look, I'm in the mode. I don't care about none of like. I
And
mean,
Steph and
this is
them just
their
scored like 19 straight, bro. Don't talk to me.
yeah. Like this is my job, and it's like if I barely want to talk about my job
Can you
as
imagine, bro?
bad.
Can you imagine somebody was coming up to interview you every like hour and a half? Hey, how's the day going? What can you do better?
Yeah,
Well, I'd be sick, boy. Every time you trying to leave, you
bro.
trying to clock out. Every time you trying to
If
clock
I'm
out,
gang, if
they
I'm
hey,
mid,
come sit down and answer these questions real quick. You be like,
yo, gang, if
oh
I'm
my
mid shift and
god.
someone just stops me on the floor and just be like, yeah, so what can you fix after that first break? You know, you coming back from your first break. What is it out there you can fix? Huh?
He said you're not answering no questions.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That would be crazy. So you said gold or not Golden State, I'm sure. You said OKC, Boston is yours.
Yeah.
I want to say that's what I said preseason. So I think I'm gonna still go with that. But because I feel like that would be the best series in terms of matchups.
Yeah.
Like, I
Matchups,
mean,
narratives, the whole
there's
nine.
teams that match up with Boston. I don't want to say match up with Boston, but like on paper, they have the talent to keep up with Boston.
Yeah.
Like OKC has enough talent to keep up with Boston. Houston, I don't think has enough talent to keep up, but they have the personnel to keep up, if that makes sense. The Lakers have enough talent, kind of. They have enough top end talent, I should say. Um, Golden State has enough top end talent, but what really solidifies the Celtics is just you have Derek White, Kristaps Porzingis, and Drew Holiday, and Al Horford,
Yes.
and Peyton Pritchard, and Sam Howell. Like that's just not fair, bro. Like you got two of the best players in the league, and then you still got arguably the three best role players in the league, and Derek White, Al Horford, and Drew Holiday. Like if you're doing a role players draft, all three of them are going in the top 10, probably in the top 6 or 7. So that's just crazy. And then
Yeah.
if you're looking at six
And
men
they're so good defensively
this
too.
year, he's probably going top 3, if not winning six
Yeah.
man of the year this year. So and they still have a great defense. They shoot the ball a ton and shoot the ball at a high clip. So I mean, they are the team that people are chasing. I just don't know the teams are going to be. I think the team with the best chance of doing that is the Thunder.
Yeah.
I think the Cavs have a good chance in the East,
Hmm.
but the team with the best chance overall is OKC by far, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd have to agree as well, man. OKC, Boston.
But I mean, Boston, I just don't see how Boston doesn't win again. They just have, as
Yeah,
long
I
as
want
they're
to see
healthy, I don't
OKC
see how
win.
they
I
lose
want to
again.
see OKC win, bro. Like I would love to see them win, especially because they got close with KD in that game. I mean that in that team. Um, I think they kind of found their identity again and like found that fun in supporting this team. or his team just been like up there and been had like they got their name up again, bro. Like the OKC Thunder, the OKC Thunder again, in a good way. And you got an MVP candidate in Shea Alexander. You got some All Star players on the supporting cast or All Star potential players in the supporting cast in Chat and J Dub. Um, and they're a fun team to watch too. Like they just have fun. Like they genuinely have fun playing the game. They have fun after the games and with the interviews and stuff. And they're just a fun team to follow. So it's like a team that a lot of people can get behind, and it'll be fun to see them win their first championship as a franchise.
Yeah,
Well,
not wrong with
technically,
that.
because they got, I mean, they got the Sonics history, being that they
Seattle
were
won one?
the Sonics. Yes, they hold the Sonics history. Like if you look in the
No,
record
I'm saying
books,
did
it's
Seattle win one?
oh yeah. Seattle won one long time ago.
That must have been like 67.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Was it because they didn't
I
win one?
said
Gary
Seattle
Payton and them.
Super Sonics 79.
They won 7. Who the hell's on that team? Oh, the Sonics in 79. Who the hell was on that team? I can't even think, but the Hornet or the Sonics in 79? That don't even feel like a real. Are they even on
I'm trying to
2K?
see. I'm trying to find a roster here.
Who the hell? Because I'm thinking of some
NFC
names, but I'm
Championship
like, nah, that was
roster.
after. Like, no way Sam Perkins was on that team.
Gus Williams.
Sam Williams?
Gus Williams.
Oh, Gus Williams. I do know that
Gus
name
Williams. Yeah.
from
Dennis
2K.
Johnson.
Dennis, the point guard from Boston?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
He was the Finals
79.
MVP in
That's the
that
year.
Finals.
79 is the year before Magic and Bird came in?
Um, not quite sure,
Because they
but yeah,
came in
no,
in,
he was
they
Finals
came in
MVP
80.
there.
What?
He was, yeah. Dennis Johnson was Finals
I
MVP.
have no recollection of that. I mean, not that I should, since it was 20 years before I was born, but I have no
Hmm.
recollection of ever hearing the Supersonics having a championship in 79. That's crazy. Gus Williams and Dennis Johnson. Gus Johnson.
They had a guy named Jackie Robinson on the squad.
Damn, John. Oh my
Ooh,
God. How?
uh
Ooh, Moses Moody.
good. Ooh,
What an answer. Oh my gosh.
ooh. Yeah, I'm more about 16. You see the Barbie is $75.
Yeah, that's nuts. Nobody getting that shit. Nah, I lied. It's definitely some people getting that shit, but that's
I'm
crazy.
about to say I had someone. Listen, I had someone. Whatchamacallit? I was at work and I saw somebody with the everybody watches women's sports shirt. So naturally I complimented. And
Yeah,
naturally that starts a conversation every time I see somebody with that shirt because like, oh my gosh, you watch women's sports too? Oh my gosh. A man watching women's sports. Wow. I'm like, let's say find out that I cover this. But it's like we had like a whole like 10-minute convo about hoops. Me and this customer. And she was like, I want the Agent Wilson shoes and I want the LaBarbie doll.
Oh hell no!
But I mean, she's a woman, so I can get it. You know, she collects Barbies probably, or probably has a cool Barbie color. I don't know, but like
Yeah, I can
guys
see why.
getting it, bro. Like, come
Even
on,
as like a collector, I can see why.
yeah, 75 though.
75 is crazy.
75 is insane.
That's a lot of bread, bro.
For Bron,
I'm good on that.
I don't see other. I've seen other LeBron action figures that cost less, much less, but they want the Barbie.
Yeah, we're good on that.
Anyways, man. Thank y'all for tuning into another episode, especially if you stayed on this long. You're 2 hours in, 2 hours through this episode, through this playoff breakdown and preview. We'll be locked in throughout the rest of the playoffs here on Multiplicity Media. Um, Follow our social channels as well. Post some content on there. Um, I mean, I know I'm posting content. I don't know if you have plans to post content or not, or what your content plans are.
You said what?
I said I don't know if you're posting content. I'm saying I know I'm posting content, but I don't know about you. I don't know what your content posting output is.
TBD. We'll see.
Okay, I urge you to do so though. But I mean, I'm always urging Reek to post content, but he's not a social media guy.
That's true.
Anyways, trying to think of what else to say. What else I was gonna say? Oh, definitely tune in to what we got in store as far as WBA season content. Two, we got a lot in store for that as that season gets near and near. With we're a month away exactly.
Yeah. WrestleMania weekend.
Bro, you know it's crazy. I was on the way home today and I was thinking about WrestleMania stuff, and I was thinking about how I gotta catch up on like Raw episodes, just whatever. Leading up to Mania this weekend. I'm just like the song "Where's Your Main." When I read the song, the interlude "Where's Your Main" off the Born Center album.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Dwayne? I was going with my rock shirt because it's like, all right, yeah, hype, lead up to Mania and everything. But like, where you been at, bro? Mr. Head of the not head of the table. Um, what did he claim himself to be? Or
The Fundables.
the final boss? No. He said something else though. He was another nickname or something. He said like when he came back this year, he said he was a something. It was like something of the fam or something like that.
Patriarch. I don't know.
I don't know, but I know he was, I guess, trying to call himself like the leader of the family. But I mean, I get you're the Rock. You want to put everybody on. I mean, I know your
That's
uncle,
not
your
true.
pop. Hold on. I know your pops and uncles set the foundation
And grandparents. His
and
granddad
grandparents.
was the first.
Okay,
High Chief Peter Maivia, motherfucker.
educate me.
Then it's the Wild
Educate us.
Samoans, then Rocky Johnson. Then it's the Rock,
Educate.
Rikishi, Yokozuna.
Educate
Yokozuna
us.
was before the Rock.
Yeah.
Yokozuna was that first real breadwinner of the family, for real, for real.
Hey, do the knowledge.
Yeah, acknowledge, motherfucker. Yeah, that's the fast one. No, you got to put the arm up with it.
Okay, I was trying to
Yeah.
make sure the one was in the shot, but
Nah, they know. They know.
okay, yeah,
It's only
but
one.
nah, it is only one. But yeah, nah. Where have you been at, Mister?
That's why I said I'm fucking. I've been saying that shit for the past, I
Two
don't know,
years.
7, 8 months. Nah.
Nah, it has been 2 years, but it's been a while though. Cause like I remember last year, even you
Because he
were just
popped up on
like,
Bad Blood and then just shot for, and then just didn't show up. Where the
yeah,
fuck he at?
Yeah.
Like he was just trying to make sure that CM Punk can get the main event,
Yup.
and then he showed up at Raw on Netflix, was on some bullshit. Then he showed up at Royal Rumble. It's like, all right, something gotta
I'm
happen
about
here.
to say,
Something
where
gotta
he
happen at
at?
WrestleMania. We just don't know what.
Yeah, something got to happen at Mania. I'll say, Dwayne, you can't get out of Mania, bro. But yeah, um, I was like,
Yeah,
what
if he
happened
don't
with
pull up at
him?
Mania, done with,
I was
bro.
like, what happened with him? What happened with Travis? I know Travis was just there, but it's
I say,
like
I don't.
that
I mean,
was a
Travis will probably be at
whole
WrestleMania because Cody got to get his receipt.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Cody
saying.
got to
Like
get
I was
that.
thinking about it. I was like, hold on, bro. Like,
Smack the fuck out his
damn.
ass.
He said,
Smack the fire
bah!
out, bro. Fucked his eardrum up, bro. He busted his eardrum.
Yeah,
I'd have been pissed.
facts,
I'm
bro.
going on
You a
script. Fuck
rapper.
that. I'm
You a rapper. You
and
doing
then
this
laying back down.
you listen. It's not even your
Receipt
lane
is
for real. You want
coming.
to come out here and you want to do all this, man?
I got
I'm
too
gonna cancel
excited.
that tour. Yeah, but nah.
Got too excited. I'm gonna get Metro Boomin on your ass. Cause Cody was with Metro Boomin for Bad Blood. So I was like, are they about to pull Metro Boomin out for WrestleMania? But they haven't said nothing about Travis Scott since then. So
Nah.
I
Anyways,
don't
man,
know.
we got a lot of good, entertaining things in sports this week between playoffs, mania. I think NHL playoffs start this week.
Shout out Ovi,
I don't
man.
know. Shout out
My
Alex
dog.
Ovechkin, man,
I can't make no goat
passing
symbol, but just know
passing the great one.
that's the goat horns. It's the goat.
Hell yeah.
Fuck what y'all talking about. He did that shit in DC, so he'd go automatically.
I mean, I got other opinions. I got other opinions, but
You didn't see
I'm a
that
little
nigga score one
biased.
goal.
Oh
Talking
man, Tariq,
about I got
talking my
other
tea,
opinions.
man.
You ain't see that nigga score one goal. Talking about I got other
Nah,
opinions.
I kid, but I mean,
You
listen,
got
he
other highlight
definitely
opinions.
chill out. Let me be for real. Let me give the goat his flowers real quick.
Oh, so Ovi.
As on yes, let me say that, man. You be stepping on you be stepping on my take sometimes, man. Or you don't be letting me get where I gotta say out, you know. But nah, shout out to Alex Ovechkin. Him and Sidney Crosby have been carrying, been leading the sport for as long as I've known. Um, shit, since like what 03, 04 since they got in the league. They still doing this.
Probably Sidney Crosby came in like 06 or 07. But I'm not sure the
I
complete
thought it
years that
was
they
04.
came
I
in.
thought I know I had it covered 2K4. I think the hockey game, and he was on the cover. I don't know. Let's see.
Sidney
But I know
Crosby.
them boy been at it since.
2005.
Okay,
That's when Sidney
2005.
Crosby got drafted.
Out of high
Alex
school.
Ovechkin got
One of the
drafted
goats.
in 2003. Oh, just kidding. 2005. He joined in 2005.
Okay. But yeah, Crosby one of the goats.
Shout out
Ovechkin
Ovi, man.
another one of the goats.
Shout out Sidney Crosby
Um,
too, though.
but yeah, definitely shout out to Alex Ovechkin on passing, Wayne Gretzky's whatchamacallit, goals record.
And we're not gonna say, "Oh, is this better than so and so's record?" Because only First Take would do some shit like that.
Oh no, I mean I don't even know
Oh,
who did. Listen, I'll give it him his credit for him. Like I'm not even trying to bring other people into the equation, bro. 'Cause I don't know hockey like that. And at the same time, I'm not gonna act like I do. And at the same time, an achievement is an achievement. Okay, that man did this in the course of like 20 something seasons. I know. I know Gretzky played a long time as well. Um, so
Bro, he had
to
52
play
goals
a
in his rookie
sport
year.
like to play a sport like hockey, you say yeah, how many?
He had 52 goals in his rookie year and 54
That's
assists.
crazy. That's crazy. Nah, that's crazy. No, I saw a picture. It
Oh
was
my
like
gosh.
I saw a picture where it was Ovechkin and what's the name? And Gretzky at like the beginning of like Ovechkin's career, where it was like whatchamacallit, um Gretzky and his goal total, and then Ovechkin, of course, was zero, and then it's like them two again, and it's like the updated count, and somebody quoted it was like, "Damn, my guy Gretzky's been on the scoring drought." Man, but yeah, other than that,
Damn, I
man,
thought Sidney Crosby was close. He did 300 back or 200 back.
jeez, but he like
But
how much? Like, where is he in the
he
standings?
more.
Like, I don't understand like, in the rankings.
I don't even know. He has
Uh,
624 goals,
okay,
but he's got 1,000 assists. So he's
got
like
you, got
LeBron.
you. Type.
Ovi is.
Ovi's like
Hold on,
Kobe.
I just had Ovi's numbers up because Ovi has what 50 some goals this year, 43 goals this year, just fourth in the league. I think it said.
This man like 40, bro.
He's got 896 goals and 725 assists in the NHL hockey goals all time. You see where Sidney Crosby is
Yeah,
with.
my guy Ovechkin 80. My guy Ovechkin 39.
Yeah, Sidney Crosby's 37.
Yeah.
Most goals career. What the hell? Oh, I was about to say like,
Wait,
damn.
dang, they
What the
get
hell?
paid.
What the hell?
Yo, his salary only 5 mil.
Excuse me?
I'm seeing here it says salary 5 million.
Oh, hell nah.
Nah, they do this for the love of the game, for real, boy. What?
What the hell? What the hell?
No,
What the hell
no.
on? Sidney Crosby is 18th in goals all time. He's
Okay,
got
I'm about to
624.
say, never mind.
Two people ahead of him have two people, or the first two in front of him have 625. So if he scores two more, he'll move up to 16th. But he's got a ways to go before he gets to the top 10. He would have to play another season or two to get up there. So
Okay, no, I'm
He
tripping.
not
I'm
catching
tripping. I'm
Ovi.
tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. He got 47.5 mil.
Okay, I was about to say, ain't no fucking way, boy.
I say five
Boy, ain't no way,
million.
boy.
Boy, no.
Damn, Wayne Gretzky has the most assists too. Hold on, bro. Something ain't right here. How he got the most goals and the most assists all the
Oh,
time?
and he up for a new contract too.
Something ain't right here.
You say he up for the most goals
But
and most
Sidney
assists?
Crosby is top 10 in assists all time. Yeah,
This man jaw is crazy.
Sidney Crosby is he is 10th in assists. He's three from moving up to ninth. He's like 18 or 19. I guess the pass 19 from top eight. He not catching them either though. I mean, Wayne Gretzky had 1,900 assists. I feel like some of this some bullshit. Like when was he playing? Nah, let me check. These some wilt numbers. But some of these dudes played hella games. Some of these dudes played 1,700 games. Holy shit! Like, how long did you play? 25 years, bro. That's the thing. Hockey players play for a long ass time. Bro got drafted in 1981, and his last season was in 2004. So he played 23
Crazy,
seasons.
crazy. Same with
Bro, how the heck
baseball
that
too.
boy played in 3 different decades? He played in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. That's crazy. And he didn't really have no crazy goal scoring years. He just scored a lot of goals every year, or a good bit of
Hmm.
goals every year. He is more consistent. Now that's going on in damn hockey.
A
What's that
hockey
word?
tangent,
Rabbit hole.
rabbit hole. Yeah.
What the hell? What the hell? Bro, when you came here singing it a couple weeks ago, I didn't even know that was a real song. I thought you were just sitting here bullshit.
Nah, I listened to that song. I listened to it one time. It's not a good song, but that last
I've
part
never
was the
listened to it.
funniest part of the
The
song.
only time the first time I heard the song was when you posted the video with it. And then
Really?
it got stuck in my head and I was saying it at work. And one of my friends was like, no, now it's gonna be stuck in my head. Like every 2 minutes. She was like, what the hell? What the
Oh
hell? She's
Lord,
like, dang it.
damn,
But that was the first time I like heard it. I was like, oh Lord, this shit about to be stuck in my head now. I already know. It literally was.
damn, my boy. But shoot, all right, man. We've been on here long enough. We've been talking long enough.
Hell yeah.
Uh, even talked a little bit of hockey for y'all. But
So
thank
this
y'all
is
for
our
tuning
version
into
of
another
unplugged.
episode. Yeah, thank y'all for tuning into another episode of the Hoodie and Headband podcast show. Catch y'all next week. I'm Bryce. That's Tariq.
Appreciate y'all.